Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and a new Nigeria is certainly possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Today, we've come again to have a discussion on what is happening in Nigeria. And the major thing that we want to bring outside of the protests, the nationwide end bad governance protest, is the scam that the food scam that Tinubu's Palliative is revolving around the states. And we'll bring you that very video where the man was lamenting on what was given to them, about 300 people in a certain area to share one bag of rice and millet. But let me not take part, because I want us to first of all have their own say, what they said, how they said it, and of course what they advise other Nigerians to go before we go on the show. Let's take a listen to them.
To greet everyone from where you are watching North from. I'm Jobiola Luaritimi, the chairman, Nigeria Association of Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Practitioners. A few days ago, I was called upon that the state government or federal government or whatever, I don't know which one I can call it, that they are distributing palliative. I should come and look at the rice as well. And I want to tell you that we even paid for this. They collected money to convey this. And this quality you are seeing here is for a member that is almost about 300 practitioners under me in Akure South and Akure North. And I don't know how I will go about this, giving it to them. I just want to appeal to the state government and even the federal government. They should please leave us alone. We don't want all this issue of food palliative to be distributed again. This is cruel. This is purely inhuman. This is wickedness. They should please leave us alone. And I know by the special grace of God, very soon, the Lord is going to take us out from all this suffering. Amen. And that is it. Ohun tí mo sọ fún àwọn èèyàn mi ni pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta iná pè mí, wọ́n sọ fún mi wípé ká wá gba palliative ká gbóúnjẹ fún àwọn èèyàn wa. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ wo tá a rí ńbẹ̀ ni mo ti show.
I'm coming out from Akure, and that is Ondo State. 300 members got this very bag of cassava and rice, and of course they said that they made payments for these things to even be conveyed to them, and they're advising Chief Bola Tinubu and his government never to send them any palliatives again. And we did mention last week that why these said trucks of palliatives is revolving around the states, that any of our obedient cooperative society that comes across should let us know. But right now, we have not gotten anybody who said that they have gotten that. And of course, we are going to bring you a pro-government group. That is a coalition of Northern youth leaders. That's a youth leaders forum, that's what they call it, who has been recruited by Tinubu's government to disassociate itself from the planned end-back government protest slated for August 1st across the country, after paying each member a paltry sum of 1,500 naira. Of course, what we understand is that the aim of the group is to create an impression that the Northern youth had withdrawn from the mass action, and of course rubbish the intention of the good people who wish to protest. That is as reported by Sahara reporters. So let's quickly come back and let me introduce the people to have this conversation in, outside of our people who will be joining us virtually. Of course, I have Mercy and Okike here to have this very conversation.
Good evening, well-meaning Nigerians worldwide. Thank you for joining us on this show.
Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Yes, let's get started before the people that will be joining us on Zoom. Okike, we've got this very particular one. Of course, we have different things to discuss, but let's first pay attention to what happened in Akure. The truckloads of food palliatives that they said about 20 trucks per state, and an association about 300 persons receives not something that is up to 5 kilograms. Is that the kind of palliative that Nigerians are actually expecting? Because I really don't understand it. Up till now, nobody has reported to have gotten a bag of rice, or as the case might be, but this is the first report we are getting. How do you feel about this? The man said it's cruel, it's inhuman, and it is degrading. He called it all sorts of names. What other names do you want to add to it? Because for me, I feel this is inhuman. Is it man inhuman to, as they call it? What are your thoughts on this?
I think that this is very embarrassing to the government of Bola Tinubu. Because how do you get away with treating humans like this? It's a very cruel thing to do in the midst of hunger. These people might have, with high hopes, paid for the transportation for this food, only to be disappointed, to be given something that...
You can see the disappointment in their faces as the man was talking. Some of them were just holding their hands in their head and all of that. So I just feel that, yes, they have been scammed, you know, at least for the transport. Yeah. But again, why would this be happening for a government that said that the hungry Nigerians should not go on protest?
It's very obvious that the government of Bola Tinubu will just focus on corruption and embezzlement. When the money he's supposed to give to, you know, starving Nigerians that he decided intentionally to starve, the money he's supposed to give to them, he also embezzled it and use it for God knows what, and then settle for giving them barely any food to eat. It's just very crude. You know, people that you govern, people that you're supposed to look after, and you just treat them with such disrespect. It's very embarrassing. The faces of those people are nothing to write home about. There is a lot of pain in their face. I'm sure there is a lot of pain in the faces of lots of...
And these are just the people who actually spoke their mind out and was able to video it. Then, Mercy, let me quickly come to you. These people, do you think that, having noticed that they have been scammed of the rice, palliative, the food and all of those, do you really think that these 300 members will come out on this from Akure? We hope that as the protest approaches, that these 300 members who have been scammed of this very palliative must come out to protest and also show their grievance to Chief Bola Tinubu.
Of course. If it is that they are actually pained, they have no reason not to come out to protest against this embarrassment and this inhuman treatment from federal government. I mean, the most painful part of everything is that they still have to pay to transport the so-called palliative from wherever it was shared to them, and only to receive such treatment. Honestly, it's actually very, very painful, and I believe that they will, out of their grievances, come out in their numbers for this protest. Unless they are not hungry, they can actually sit back.
Let them pour their grievances. That is what we are telling. But again, as I move towards our people who are on Zoom, let's take this very cleverly. Chief Bola Tinubu has called on Nigerians to abort the planned protest, saying everything is in place to alleviate hardship. But we have seen from the video we just watched that they are not doing anything to alleviate or reduce poverty. Rather, they are insulting Nigerians. He was speaking at a National Council of Traditional Rulers meeting in Abuja yesterday. Tinubu was represented by Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, who emphasized the need for patience and support during this critical period. Let me start with Lord K. Lord K, Tinubu calling for Nigerians to abort the planned protest, saying everything is in place. And looking at the video we just see, does it mean that in everything that the government comes out with happens to be either full of lies or scam, and still expect Nigerians not to protest, that things will come out right? And they don't want to be criticized. Please tell us your thoughts on this.
Good evening, fellow Nigerians, Obedients around the world, everyone in the studio and on Zoom. Like I've always said, this man has no plan for Nigeria. He will not have a plan, and he will live without a plan. All because the mandate he has was one that he grabbed, he ran away with, and doesn't know what to do with it now. Now, this is a government that is saying, oh, everything is going to be okay. Oh, he has settled the labor union and the TLC with 70,000 naira for minimum wage. Oh, he has sent out palliatives, sent out fertilizers, sent out bag of rice, sent out, I mean, all what you can think of. But now, we are now getting proof. Even from his own traditional people, the Yorubas from Akure there, telling you that the nonsense they have sent out as palliatives are not rice. They are not rice. Like I said yesterday, even the fertilizers that Akpabio himself actually said, oh, each state is going to get 20 trucks each. Not a single state has actually received one bag of fertilizer because it has all gone back to the warehouse where they intend to sell these things. It has all gone back to the warehouse. They have taken them to their private storeway, to the private warehouses where they will not start selling it for 55, 65, 70,000 per bag. Now the 25 kg of rice that they said they've sent out now, people are saying it is not rice they actually sent out. It was something that nobody can identify. How stupid? How can this be? We don't know what is actually going on. We don't know the kind of product they're sending out. Or is it one of the stuff they're getting from China, where they're sending out plastic rice, wanting to intoxicate the nation, send people to hospital, kill the ones they can kill? Nigerians, I don't know, it's your turn to take charge of your life, because you don't have a government that's going to fend for you. Now they are planning to go out on protest. They are planning to do a peaceful protest. Instead of the government to come out now to say, okay, how are we going to deal with this? What can I do? How can I manage my cabinet to see that things are done orderly? Instead of that, he is now paying people 1,500 to come and disrupt the protest. Is that somebody that's got a plan?
Okay, let me just interject. Do you, somehow what happened in Bangladesh?
Mm-hmm.
Bangladesh happens. The Prime Minister of Bangladesh ran out of the country. Just seen so much people who came out to protest, and he took, he has to run away from the country after protesters. They protested day and night, and he has to run. The Prime Minister has to run out of the country. Right now, even when they are being calm, as it were, in Bangladesh, they say their demand must be met. And I think they gave other for protest. We just need to understand. You see, this thing you are talking about, Chief Bola Tinubu palliative that he keeps talking about distribution. We have seen somebody who came out to say that these palliatives got to them, they paid for it to get to them, and at the same time that what they got was just rubbish. I mean, and the people are still expecting that these palliatives will come. The fertilizers they said that they have distributed, we have not gotten somebody who said that the fertilizers are gotten to them. Across the over 300 cooperatives that we are working with, nada has said that they have received not the food palliatives, not the fertilizers for the farming season. And yet they are expecting Nigerians not to come out to protest.
I mean, it's a disgusting situation. It's an appalling situation, and it's a situation that has to be corrected immediately. Immediately. Now, Nigerians have the chance. Nigerians have the guts to say, we want to correct things. We want our nation. We are fighting against this corruption. But you are the president. You know what? You know what? One thing I really want Nigerians to do first is to go and block all the airports. Block all the airports. Nobody's flying out. Let's all do it together. Let's see how they will survive. Let's fight it there. Block all the airports for a start. If they can chip up the electric, chip everything off. Let's go for it. I don't see how a country can be so man. I don't want to use some words because it will not be public friendly. How can they be so docile amidst of all this suffering? You are there managing and managing. They will come with one trick, you will divert it, manage on. Come with another one, you divert it, manage on. How far do you want to go? How far do you want to wait? How far? Nigerians, how far?
All right,
are you going to manage until you are dead? Are you going to manage until you are dead? The people siphoning these funds, they will keep taking and taking and taking until you die. If you don't do anything about it, it's your problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kini,
get to you, Mr. Bassi from Calabar Municipal. This idea of Tinubu's government reaching out to youths, paying them 1,500 naira and telling them not to participate on protest, wouldn't this be called bribe? Kini?
Good day, Mr. Kanu. Thank you so much, and good evening, all the studio panelists. Good day, Obidient, worldwide, wherever you are listening from. Though I didn't get the better part of your question, but I guess you were talking about the 1,500 being given to some group to come out and deny involvement in the strike. I mean, in the protest.
Yes, that's the question.
See,
please go ahead.
Yeah, this is the antics of the government. It's been their style of divide and rule, making sure that they try to infiltrate the genuinely and organized protests by using some of these so-called groups to infiltrate and try to discredit the credibility of genuine protest by Nigerians. And it's just a sad situation that Nigerians are falling for all of this. And I don't know why we have to over and over to fall for these tricks and government antics. So I want to say that whoever is involved in this is not doing Nigerians a favor, because they are all suffering the effect of bad governance. They are all suffering the effect of corruption that is endemic in this government. They are all suffering the effect of misrepresentation by our representatives. I saw in one of the papers today how a lawmaker gifted an SUV to a teenager of his daughter who just graduated from secondary school. I mean, this it's appalling. In a nation where average Nigerian cannot fit 1 square meal, we have a lawmaker displaying such in the public, rubbing it in, letting Nigerians know that whether they like it or not, they have a life to live. Nigerians can face whatever they are going through. And that's supposed to be representative of the people. Now, what does that speak to us? It shows you that this government don't have no sympathy on what Nigerians are going through. They are not connected with what is going on in this country, but rather they are rubbing in. They are mocking Nigerians by their frivolous lifestyle, by the way they are doing things on daily basis. They keep showing Nigerians that we don't mean anything to them. So I would appeal to such people who are doing this to try and turn a new leaf and make sure that they join this genuine protest, because what affects one affects all. We are all going through this, and it is the responsibility of every Nigerian. If you don't want to be part of it, stay in your house, but stop being used by government of the day to discredit the protest. This is what I feel should happen. And I want to also encourage those that are going to protest. They should not be deterred. They should not be discouraged by some of these antics. It's the government's way of trying to create a divide and rule so that they will try and discredit the genuine protest that is about to happen. Because Nigerians are suffering, I must tell you. We see this happening on a daily basis. We know what people are going through because we are touched with the feelings of the people. We are there at the grassroots. We see them. So, but these people who are disconnected from the reality, they are living as if nothing is going on. Everything is okay in Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Okay, please, before you leave, let me also ask, that this particular
palliative that is said to be revolving around states, both the food palliative and then the fertilizer and other thing. I want to know if those trucks has come across Cross River State or Calabar Municipal. Has any of the local governments brought it to your attention or noticed that they have received anything from the local, from the federal or the state government? And also whether you are aware that the Senate has, or your brother passed the bill today that was transmitted by Bola Tinubu for the payment of 70,000, just to make sure that protest and bad governance protest never happens. But I think why I say your brother is Gospel Abio, he made it clear that 70,000 naira for Nigerian workers is enough without adding any further thing to it, because of course they could have done something about that. They decided not to, and today passed it into law. What are your thoughts?
As for the palliative, I haven't seen any. Neither have I heard of any. So I don't know where these trucks have been dispatched to, because no matter how bad it is, at least you would have received, at least heard from one person. But all through, as I speak to you, I have not heard anybody who has received this palliative. Neither have I seen anybody who have received this fertilizer or heard of it. What I will just tell you is that those things are, anybody that is truly believing this government, probably if you know the antecedent, you know that their word cannot be taken to the bank. Because over the years, they have shown to Nigerians that they are a government of propaganda who believe in feeding Nigerians with lies, And at the end of the day, you see them blaming Peter Obi for all of these inadequacies. Peter Obi is the reason why palliative is not going round. Peter Obi is the reason why Nigerians are suffering. This is what they keep telling Nigerians. And as for the Senate president, we all know that these are antics to ensure that they divert Nigerians' attention. by saying that we have shown goodwill. But how many Nigerians are going to benefit from this minimum wage? That's the question. It's just a fraction of the entire society. So rushing to pass a minimum wage bill, for me, it's an antics to just to deceive Nigerians, making them believe that the government is concerned about the suffering of Nigerians. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's quickly take Mr. Tony from Coal City, joining us from Coal City. Mr. Tony.
We've heard about the food scam going around. Now, being in Enugu, I think Enugu North or South, but overall in Enugu at least, we have Obidient family cooperative societies across probably about 10 or 15 local governments in Enugu State. Can you tell me if any of the Obidient family cooperative societies in Enugu State has received either the food palliative or the fertilizers meant for farming that is said to be sent either by the federal government led by Chief Bola Tinubu or the state government? Can you confirm receipt of this, please? Tony.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us in this program, Obidient Family TV. To answer your question, the answer is definitely not yet. If it is yet to come, well, we're expecting it. But as of now, no one that I know of, as a matter of fact, has sent text messages to all the cooperative societies in Enugu State, asking them if they have received the fertilizer or the palliative, rice palliative. Up to today, I haven't had anybody say yes. I have seen somebody or our local government has received the fertilizer. What I told them was
and your cooperatives is spread across how many local governments in the Enugu State right now?
In local governments, 17.
Okay.
Not one local government has responded positively that they've received something or they know something. As a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I asked one civil servant, government official, a high-ranking one, whether the state has received the truckloads of fertilizer the federal government said they've sent to states. He said he doesn't know. He said, I don't know. He directed me to go to Enugu State Agricultural Extension or something like that to find out.
And the same thing applies to Edo State as well. Of the 18 local governments, not a single one has received rice or fertilizer.
Yeah. So I think just a joke. I mean, how can a government deceive its citizens by claiming that they've sent truckloads of fertilizer? If you have, then, and people are not getting it, are you following the distribution, or you just announced that you've sent it? Who did you send it to? Who is organizing this distribution? Or you just announced it and then went back to your office and lay low? So they're not serious, honestly. And it's just about time that Nigerians should realize that they are holding themselves down. Nobody else. You have to express yourself. How can you not express yourself that what is going on is not right? You want somebody else to do it for you? No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Everybody should come and express themselves. Able-bodied Nigerian should be out there telling the government that things are not working. Do something about it. Eh? How can we be going on and on and on, telling people, don't worry, it's just 1 year, calm down, things will be okay? Show us the path that you feel you're following to make things right. Show us. Not just telling us things will be okay. Don't go out there and demonstrate. And Nigerians, how can somebody pay you 1,500 and you come out, even if you are starving, to counter what is being planned for your own interest, for your own personal interest? And they pay you 1,500 and you are coming out carrying placard. We are not participating in the demonstration. Nigeria, we are suffering. Everybody is complaining. Everybody I know, even the people making money, they're still complaining. Look at what is going on with Dangote and the federal government. It's just a mess. Nigeria is a mess. Let's do something about it as citizens of this country. Otherwise, they will continue to suppress us and laugh at us. They're not even hiding. They do it with impunity. What can you do? They say, what can you do? And they continue to do what I do. You can do a whole lot. First of all, let's start from this August demonstration to show them that we're not happy. That's it. Show them that we're not happy. It's just annoying. It's wickedness on the part of those that say that they're taking care of the people. They're in government to take care of the people. That's what government is all about. Take care of your citizens. Find out what their problems are and help them solve those problems. Not catering for yourself and your children and your relatives and your friends and your old classmates. This is just bad. It's bad, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do something about it.
Tony, thank you, Lord K. And
thank you, our own Mr. Bassi. Your guy, the contributions that you have done. What I want us to look at against tomorrow is to once again reach out to all our Obidient family cooperative societies to find out if there is any support which has come overnight to them, whether this food palliative again has gotten across to them. We also wish to know if the fertilizers has gotten across to all over 300 local governments that are purely obedient. We wish to know that so that by tomorrow we'll continue to look towards the protest. If we get anyone who says, if we have any of our cooperatives that is working, then of course that has gotten this very particular palliative or the food palliative or also the fertilizers, then of course we can rethink about them in that particular local government not protesting. But of course, if the hunger persists and it is just about lies and everything that they do, then everybody must come out to protest. So, Okike, final words. Now that we know that this food palliative is obviously a scam, I mean, it has been reported by somebody who got one that says, look at what they're giving. We've seen that in a video. And then we have Obidient family cooperative societies across over 300 local government out of 700 plus. That is close on about 50%. And none has gotten either the palliative of the fertilizer or the food palliative. I mean, it means it's all about lies and lies. And I don't see a reason why the Nigerians should not march out in the streets starting from next week. Today is what is 23rd of July, and of course we are looking at from 1st. So from the last day of July, everybody would have been set to do this. So let's have your final words, and of course Macy, so that we can wrap up with our people on Zoom. Thank you so much.
Irrespective of whether or not anybody receives the palliative, what we suffer in Nigeria is greater than palliative being received or not. It goes, it outstretches food and goes into bigger issues.
The policies.
Yes. So whether or not you receive palliative, we are encouraging you and appealing to your conscience that you come out and join in the protest by August 1st. It's very important. It's not just for us, it's for generations to come, because if we don't do it now, when next do you get?
Thank you so much, Kike. And Mercy, your final words.
Yeah, I would say this is the right time for us to make the right decision. And we can actually do that by coming out in our numbers with one mind, make our demands known, stand by it until we get what we desire. So let us come out in our numbers. Beginning August 1st, let us make this work.
Make yours count. Make your, wherever you are joining the protest from, whether it is from your local government, whether it is from the municipal, wherever you are, you don't need to travel to another place. Make it as peaceful as possible, as constitutional, as constitution provides you to have a protest. Please, whatever you do, make it peaceful. Until tomorrow, when we come your way again. Bye for now.